Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday morning yoga. Hope you're well. Lovely to see you all. Lovely to see some of you from last night. We're going to start this practice seated. So find yourself a comfortable seat. You don't necessarily need to be cross-legged. You could be on a chair, you could be on a cushion, you could be kneeling. Take a little bit of time to settle so you can release down through your hips. You can release your shoulders away from your ears. Move around a little bit before settling into your pose. Hi, Lynn, that's fine. Then if you fancy, you can close your eyes. Allowing yourself some time to settle into the body and to arrive into your practice. And when we sit with our spines upright like this, try not to feel that you have to become really stiff and upright like a rod. Rather, settle into a delicate sense of dignity for the spine. And that might mean for you that you soften a little in the side waist. You might want to drop your chin in ever so slightly so to feel space at the back of the neck. And then come to your breath. Just noticing the rise and fall of a natural breath. Soft in the face. And as you sit and settle a little while longer, can you become aware of how you're feeling around the shoulders? Maybe feel a weight of your shoulders dropping away from the ears. Maybe you have a desire to roll your shoulders slightly. And then being aware of the back of your rib cage and the way in which your shoulder blades lie a little bit like butterfly wings against the back of the ribs. This is just to tune in to this part of the body. Really soft in the back of the throat and the roof of your mouth. If you want to spend a few moments choosing a particular intention for your practice, please do. What would you like to bring in as a focus? What quality do you want to live your day and your life by? And then on the next breath in, lifting your shoulders slowly towards your ears. And breathing out, sliding them back down again. So now we might feel into the shoulder blades moving up and down the spine. Continue a few more breaths like that, really mindfully lifting with the in-breath and sliding away with the out-breath. Make it really delicious and slidey, glidey. And you can continue with this slow movement, or some of you might like to try hitching your shoulders up on an inhale, holding here, and then on the exhale, almost puffing out with the mouth and just dropping your shoulders abruptly. And take a few like that. Feel as if you're dropping your responsibilities, any weight on your shoulders, just let it go. And feel the tissues and the bones that are involved in this hitching up and then this releasing. Just taking a couple more. Fantastic. And then settling. And if it's right for you today, having a little constriction at the back of your throat, your epiglottis, so that you can breathe ujjayi breath. So you feel this drawing of the breaths, like a little hiss, like an ocean breath over the back of your throat. Not straining, but feeling a sense of the wind in the trees or the swell of the ocean inside your skull from the back of your throat outwards. And some people might like to keep this breath throughout the practice. But if you find it an irritation, just drop it, it doesn't matter. And then roll your shoulders forwards. You can use your arms as you inhale, hitch them up towards your shoulders, and exhale, roll them back. Still with the ujjayi breath, inhale, roll forwards. And really bring your whole spine into this movement so that as you roll your shoulders forwards, you curl into the upper back. And as you roll your shoulders back, you open the chest and flex the spine. Come into some waves of movement here. Feeling the shoulder blades squeezing together and then separating again. Just a few more breaths like this. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels stiff sometimes around the shoulders. Yeah, use your arms as ever you like you might want to really become quite expansive with them if that helps you. Really tuning into the breath, moving the body. Fantastic. And then come to stillness in your own time and notice how you feel now. Even just that little bit of movement can be quite enlivening. If you're somebody who wants to develop a home practice, you don't have to do an hour and a half. You could do 10 minutes, starting with something similar to what we've just done. And then please meeting me on all fours. There's going to be a lot of emphasis in this class on the upper body. We never ignore the whole body, of course, but I'd like you to find comfort and stillness now in the relationship between your wrists and your shoulders. So if that means turning your hands out a little bit, see what that feels like. Just feel what position your hands and wrists need to be in for you to be able to become really still and settled through the arms to the shoulders. And then I'd like you to imagine that your neck starts just in between the shoulder blades where they meet. So if you have a bra strap about at that level across the back of the ribs. And then from that point, on the inhale, begin to dip between the shoulder blades. And then your chest will brighten and your throat will open as you look up in front of you. And on the exhale, we're going to focus on the tailbone and the lumbar spine. Draw the tailbone down. And it'll drag the sacrum down and your eyes come in towards your navel. And take a few rounds like this. So the inhale, we've been doing this in all the classes this week. The inhale starts between the shoulder blades. You focus on the thoracic spine. And the exhale focuses on the tailbone and the lower part of the back and spine. And we're not looking for speed, we're looking for sensitivity and awareness of every millimeter of the movement. With that stillness in the arms, the wrists, and the shoulders. Okay, and then coming back to neutral spine. And moving the right side of your ribs to the right, and then dipping them down to the floor, moving them to the left, and then up at the back. So we're barreling the chest to the right, to the floor, to the left, to the ceiling. And here it's absolutely fine now to bend into your shoulders and just find the most delicious movement you can. Really feeling right in between every rib as well as in between the shoulder blades. Breathe. And then reversing the direction. So you push the ribs out to the left, then to the floor, then to the right, then to the ceiling. Some people refer to this pose as a marauding bear. You can imagine you're in Alaska with your salmon. Some people just call it barreling the chest. Wonderful, wonderful, free sensual movement. And then slip yourself back to a child's pose just for a moment or two to soften into the wrists, the palms of your hands and your shoulders. When you're ready, coming back up onto all fours, curling your toes under. And coming back into a downward dog. And I'm going to give you a little bit of time to play in your downward dog. So again, move your hands into the position that's right for you. Maybe try taking your fingers out a little bit today. And don't be in any hurry to straighten your legs. You might like to dip your bottom from side to side. It's coming into a little bit of a twisty dog, whatever feels right. Just having a little play and a little freedom here. And breathing maybe your ujjayi. On the next breath in, please meet me in a plank. So now it's probably better to have your fingers pointing forwards and the crease of your wrists parallel with the end of your mat. And try not to take your bottom into the air and slide your tailbone towards your heels. And we're going to take 5 breaths from here, trying to feel a stillness in the arms and the shoulders. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, drop your knees and roll all the way down over the front of your body. And then pushing into your hands, breathe into all fours and back to child. And breathe into all fours and dip between the shoulder blades. Curl your toes under and breathe out, downward dog. Take a breath in and exhale, drop your knees, sit back to child. Just play around a little bit now in these movements. Inhale to all fours and dip the spine. Exhale, curl your toes under, downward dog. Breathing in here. Exhale, drop your knees, come to child. Just continue for a few rounds, just playing around with all fours, cow pose, cat and child pose, and downward dog. Doesn't matter if you mix up the sequence a bit. The idea is to find freedom in the spine. Or you might choose to rest, and that's also excellent. Lovely, lovely movements I'm watching here. And then we'll all meet again in a downward dog. Really try rolling the shoulders out so you separate the shoulder blades on the back. And then again, we come forwards to a plank for at least 5 breaths. So we're building strength and stamina in these classes this week. But without force, the idea is that we try and distribute the effort throughout the body. So your legs are super strong here, as well as the arms. And see if you can find some stillness, some quietness within the effort. Take a full breath in, and then we're going to come all the way down. You can either drop your knees or gently lower yourself straight as a stick through Chaturanga Dandasana. As you come to rest, take your arms down beside the body with your palms facing up. And take a full breath in and out here. And I'd like you to really pin your feet and your pubic bone to the mat. So if you draw your tailbone towards your heels, it'll help you press your pubic bone into the mat. And we're going to first simply lift our chest off the floor, sliding the shoulder blades down the back. Then lift your arms, spread your fingers. And then if it's right for you, lift your legs and spread your toes and take 5 breaths here. Try not to grip in the jaw. And we're really enlivening the muscles of the back. Keep retracting, keep sliding the shoulder blades down the spine. One more full breath in. And then breathe out, come all the way down and slide your arms long in front of you. Inhaling, only lift your right arm and your head and your chest might come up. And exhale, come back down. Take 2 or 3 like that, just with the right arm. Try not to press into the left side so that you really invigorate the muscles on the right side and the tissues. And then next time you come up with the right arm, bring up the right leg as well. Not pressing on the left side. And take 2 or 3 like that on the right. Lovely. And then resting. And when you're ready, take up the left arm only as you inhale and exhale, drop. And inhale, lift. And exhale, drop. And inhale, lift. And exhale, drop. And next time you come up with the leg as well. Try not to press the right arm and leg into the mat. Exhale, drop. Just take 2 or 3 more. Isolating the left side of the body. Just 1 more. And then rest. Really soften into the forehead, soften into the shoulders. And breathe. This time, on an inhale, can you lift your arms, your legs, and your chest, everything together? Really spread the fingers and the toes. And exhale, draw your elbows down towards your hips, shoulder blades down the spine. And either keep going like this, stretching and retracting, or when you need to, come down and rest, and then start again. Breathe. So good to build strength in the back of the body. Just take 1 more. And then come to rest. Just laying your cheek on one side, Bonnie. And settling between the shoulder blades, relaxing into the jaw. Breathe into the belly. Notice the quality of your breath now. And then roll onto your forehead and make sure that your fingers are about level, the tips of your fingers are about level with your shoulders. And without pressing too hard into your hands, roll your shoulders to your ears and roll them back to peel your chest up. Head comes last into a Bhujangasana Cobra. And exhale, come down, down, down to the mat. Let's ripple our Cobra. Inhale, coming up, chin to the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Head comes last. And exhale, lead with the chest to come down. Inhale, come up. And this time as you exhale, have a little peek over your left shoulder. Allow your right shoulder to come with you. And inhale to the front. And as you exhale, peek over your right shoulder, your left shoulder comes with you. Inhale to the top. And exhale, come all the way down. Take a breath. On the next inhale, we come up again, roll the shoulders to peel the chest up. And exhale, peek over your right shoulder. Allow your left shoulder to come with you and your ribs. And inhale to the front. And exhale to the left. Bring your right shoulder with you. And then inhale to the front. Really lift your heart into your throat now. And exhale, come all the way down. Take a breath, feel the body. And then curling your toes under, come to all fours and meet me in a downward dog. And in this downward dog, again, have a little play. Play with the direction of your hands and your wrists. Maybe twist from side to side. Have a lovely expansive few breaths here. And if you need to rest in child, please do. But keep that awareness on the shoulders, on the back of the ribs. Keep sliding the shoulders down the spine. And then looking in between your hands, walk your feet forwards into a forward fold. And you can allow your toes out a little bit. You can hold onto your elbows, and we're going to dangle to decompress the spine, to create a little bit more space between the vertebrae. There's a few things you can do when you're down here. You could have your knees quite bent. You could sway from side to side if that feels good. Or you might like to release your arms and come back to those shoulder rolls that we did right at the beginning of the class. Whatever feels right to you. Breathe. Wonderful. And then your fingertips either to the floor or to your shins. And as we breathe in, straighten the legs and lengthen the spine as you lift up the chest. Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out and really draw the shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. Nice long neck, looking good. Take a full breath in here. And then exhale, draw yourself down again. Navel to the spine. Chin to your chest. And breathing in, come up halfway again like a jackknife. And breathe out, draw down. Really mindfully move in between a full forward fold and a half forward fold. Feel the spine, feel the side waist, feel the shoulders. And of course, you'll also be feeling the back of your legs and your buttocks as well. Let's take one more. And then I'd like you to come up halfway again and really drop your attention into the pelvis. And from the pelvis, inhale, come all the way up, arms over your head. And exhale, hands to your heart. And take a breath here, feel the body. Inhaling, take your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your arms down to a T shape. Draw the shoulder blades together as you come down halfway. So you feel the strength of the abdomen, feel the back muscles working, especially around the shoulders. And then with that strength, inhale, come up again. And we're going to move between those two poses a few times, really brightening the chest. It's like you're bowing in front of a very, very excited audience, a very appreciative audience, except you don't come all the way down. Keep your wings wide. Stay with the breath, maybe your ujjayi. And the next time you come up, breathing in with your arms. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Take a breath here. See how you're feeling. And then interlace your hands to the heart. Inhale. And as you exhale, push them out in front of you. Your feet can be hip distance apart or a little bit wider. Inhaling, lift your arms up over your head. And exhale, really push your palms up as you root your feet into the floor. And take a few breaths, tuck the tailbone under and really create a sense of length, a little bit of traction in the spine. Take a full breath in and then exhale, come over to the right. Push through the hands and press into the left foot. Feel into the left side of the body. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Inhale to the top and exhale to the left. Press into the right foot, push through the hands. If you get tired in the shoulders and the arms, come down and start again because we're going to do a few rounds like this. Inhale to the top. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the top. Exhale to the left. Yeah, it can be too much for the wrists for some people, so feel what you need to do. And we'll just do one more to each side. Feel the shoulders. And then inhale to the top. And now, yeah, exhale, release the arms. And do whatever you need to do. You might want to roll your shoulders a bit. You might want to shake your wrists. You might want to massage your wrists. I'm getting a few clues from watching some of you about what you need. Lovely. And on the next breath in, lift your arms up again. We're looking for length and space here. And exhale, come all the way down. And again, on the inhale, come up halfway, rolling the shoulders back and shoulder blades down the spine. Take a breath in here and exhale, fold. So we come back to that jackknife movement 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then staying down and walking your feet a little bit wider apart, not super wide, and taking both of your hands around to the right leg. Could be the ankle, it could be the calf. And initially take a breath in and feel as if you're drawing the spine out of the pelvis. And then exhale, draw yourself over that right leg. I'm pulling myself with my left hand. And you really push out through the left ribs, the left shoulder, and take a few breaths here. Really feel it, feel the expansiveness in the left side. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And then walking your hands around and to the left. Hold on to the outside of your left ankle or calf with the right hand. And inhale, just find length in the spine. And exhale, draw yourself over the left leg and push out into that right shoulder and right side of the ribs and breathe. Should feel quite nice. I'm more interested in the upper body than the legs, but hopefully your legs are also feeling like a little bit of opening, a little bit of work for the hamstrings. One more breath in, and then breathe out, come back to the middle. And swinging your arms, come all the way up, inhale. Work your feet in a little bit, and exhale, hands to your heart. And inhale, arms come up. And exhale, come back down again. And take your left hand under your face and bend into your right knee, left knee, I'm so sorry. Left knee bent, left hand down. If you need a brick for your left hand, that's fine, or make a fist. And then we're going to twist to the right. So just peel the shoulder back first, roll the shoulder back, look over the shoulder if that's possible, and then lift up your right arm. And we have this sense of rooting down through the left hand and reaching for the stars with the right hand and really feeling that right shoulder blade on the spine. And your right leg should be quite straight if you can. So we should have a sense of a lovely long spine from some of the poses we've been doing, but now we're bringing it into a twist with a focus on the shoulder. Breathe in and then breathe out, look down. And change sides, bend into the right knee, right hand comes down, peel away the left shoulder, look over it, and then float the arm up, breathe. And it's absolutely fine to move around a bit, to find where you need to be. They don't need to be static. One more breath in, and then breathe out, come down, and we'll take it again to the right. Just a little bit faster this time. Take another breath in and then change sides. Take a breath in and change sides for one more time. Twist to the right. Maybe finding you have a little bit more room for movement. Inhale, and on the exhale, change sides. Inhale and exhale. Come back down. From your forward fold now, really strong in the abdomen and the legs. Come up halfway, but with your arms extended. And reach. Imagine someone's pulling you through your fingers and pulling your bottom out behind you. Take a breath in, and here, exhale, slide the elbows down the body, retracting the shoulder blades. And do that again. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, slide back. Let's do it one more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to slide back. And then with these wings open, lovely focus on the shoulders. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Feel the body now. Inhaling, arms come up. Bend the left elbow and take the right hand to the elbow so that you're able maybe to bring your fingers down in between your shoulder blades. Some of you will be able to have your arm behind the ear, and some of you will have it forwards. Don't worry, but we're looking for nice feeling in the triceps here. Breathe. Can you enjoy the sensation here? Try not to clench in the jaw. A little smile. And then inhale, release, and exhale, just take that to the other side. If you need to release your arms in between, of course, do so. And just enjoy the sensation. One more breath in, and then breathe out, release. Stepping to the top of your mat. Breathing and lift your arms up. And breathe out, come down halfway again. Take a breath in, and then exhale, fold completely. Breathe in, lift the heart, long spine. And breathe out, step back to a downward dog. And noticing if the dog feels any different now after quite a lot of attention and love to the shoulders. Keep drawing the shoulder blades apart and down the spine. And then ripple forwards to plank for 5 breaths. If these long planks are too much for you, you drop your knees. Otherwise, really draw the front body into the back body. And lift the side waist without lifting your pelvis. And breathe here. Nice and long in the back of the neck. Take a breath in, and we're going to come down. So you choose, you either drop your knees or come down all the way, Chaturanga Dandasana. And for this back bend, you have a choice of a cobra where you keep your pelvis and legs down, or upward dog where you're just pressing into your hands and your feet. And you have a little bit of a sway of the pelvis. Keep dropping the pelvis towards the floor. And whichever you're in, roll the shoulders round and back again. And take a couple of breaths here. One more breath in, and then everybody drop the knees and come back to child. And here, take your palms to face upwards and maybe have a little massage of the wrists. I'm definitely feeling like I need that. Little squeeze. And then come to a few breaths of stillness here. Really drop in between the shoulder blades, the back of the ribs. Relax into the jaw. Come to your breath. Some of you will have maintained your Ujjayi breath all the way through. Some of you may have gone in and out of that, and that's okay. And then coming to all fours. Curling your toes under, coming to a downward dog. Really quite still in the shoulders and the arms, but now float your right leg up as high as it'll go, and then bend the knee and bring the heel over to the left to peel that right hip open. And in this case, it doesn't matter if you lean a little bit into the left shoulder. I want you to really breathe into the right ribs. Look under your right armpit. Your left foot should be straight, and the top of that thigh can lift up and back. Breathe. And then looking in between your hands, swing the right foot forwards into a lunge and press the left hand to the floor. And inhale, twist to the right, feel the right shoulder. And breathe out, hand comes down. And inhale, twist to the right. Feel the right shoulder. Exhale, hand comes down. And inhale, twist to the right. And exhale, your hand comes down. From the earth, now come all the way up. If you need to drop the back knee, please do. If you're all the way up, your left heel is raised. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, open your wings, retract the shoulders down. And inhale, lift. You can move in the legs a bit here as you do this as well. And exhale, come down. Can you find a steadiness? Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. And now drop your left heel. Make sure your right heel is in line with the left instep. And we'll come into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. And it may be you want to stay here with your arms soft and extended, Or maybe wrap the right arm over the left for Garudasana arms, only if that feels good. And as you explore deepening into that right hip and knee, maybe you draw your elbows up past your face and take a little back bend and breathe here. Find your breath. Find your stillness. One more breath in. And then release and windmill your arms down around the front foot. Lift the back heel. Find your downward dog. And then we lift the left leg up, swing it up as high as it will go. Bend the knee, take the heel over to the right. Doesn't matter if you drop a little bit into that right shoulder. And make sure the right foot is straight and you push up and back with the top of the thigh as you peel open and look under the left armpit. Breathe. So a lot of stamina, but building strength. Okay, and then look forwards and swing the left foot in between your hands. Right hand comes down. Inhale, twist beautifully to the left. Feel the left shoulder. Exhale, hand comes back down. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, hand comes down. Last time. Inhale, twist. And exhale, hand comes down. From the ground, come all the way up. If you need to drop the back knee, please do. Inhale here. And exhale, open your wings, really spread your fingers. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Push through that back heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And then drop the right heel. Check your left heel is in line with the instep. And find your warrior two. Either with your arms extended or wrap the left arm over the right for eagle arms. Find how deep you want to go into the hips. And then maybe lift the elbows up past your nose. Come into a delicate back bend. Breathe. One more breath in. And then exhale, release and windmill your hands down. Come to a downward dog. Take a breath here. And ripple forwards to plank for a nice long hold in plank again. 5 breaths. Drop your knees if you need to. See if you can take the back of your ribs towards the ceiling. One more breath in, then choose your way down to the mat. I'm going to drop my knees actually and come into child, excuse me. That's not very good instruction, but find your way either via the belly or not into a child's pose. And it might feel really soothing to wrap the arms around the body and allow the shoulders just to flop forwards. Or you might prefer to have your hands underneath your forehead as you settle. Breathe. I don't know about you lot, but I'm sweating. From here, can you come up to all fours And we have one kind of final effort, if you like, in terms of this upper body strength. And it might not be for everybody. So I just want to show you alternatives. We're going to come into side plank. And for some of you, side plank might look like this, with one knee down, pressing into the foot with the other arm extended. That might be where you want to be. Others of you can start in plank, roll over to one side. You can join me whenever you want to. Maybe bring the top foot forwards if it's too much for you. But when you've found the pose that you can stay in, if you're going to do this, take 5 breaths. And the most important thing is that your standing wrist is directly underneath your shoulder. Otherwise, you're going to damage your shoulder and you won't have that axis of strength. When you've taken 5 breaths on one side, come back to a downward dog. Have a little stretch out, a little length in the spine. Then choose your way into the other side. And you can really lift your hips, your sideways towards the ceiling if you're doing the full pose. Breathe. Very empowering pose. Very brightening for the spring. One more breath in. And then come back to neutral plank. Back to downward dog. Breathe. Come back to plank. Choose your way down to the mat and we rest with our hands underneath our forehead. Allow the heels to drop out. And take a few lovely breaths here just to completely soften all of the muscles and the tissues that you've been working quite hard now. Breathe. And just notice what's going on for you. Are you gripping on? Is your breath a bit jittery? Just notice. And then slide your arms down by your sides. And bring your legs so that they're together. We're going to have a go at 2 versions of Dhanurasana, wheel pose. Again, this isn't for everybody. Let's just start by bending our knees and bringing our feet towards our bottom. And then without even thinking about holding your feet, roll your shoulders to your ears and up again, and then lift the arms and reach down the side body. Don't even try and hold your feet now. And we'll take 3 or 4 breaths like this, just reaching. So we're coming back to all of those back muscles, the muscles around the shoulder girdle, very alive. Take a full breath in and then rest on one cheek. Release the arms and the legs. Now, if you know wheel is really difficult for you, what we just did is fine. You can keep practicing that and you still are working the shoulder muscles all the back. You're getting a lovely open chest. Well, you might like to come into the second version where we lift the feet and you reach for the outside of your ankles. You could also take a belt around your ankles. Keep your forehead down and roll your shoulders to your ears and up and around again. So you can feel the shoulder blades drawing in together. And take a breath in and use the breath out to lift. And we'll take 5 breaths here. And you're really kicking your feet back into your hands as you roll the shoulders back and brighten in the chest. Some of you might find you rock a little bit, that's fine. Keep drawing the knees in towards each other so not to splay out too much. One more breath, and then slowly release and lie on the other cheek. Feel the body. You might find you want to just wobble your hips, your bottom from side to side a little bit here. And then the third version, if you want to try this, it's just a slightly different quality, is to hold onto the inside of your ankles. Just feels different in the shoulders, and some people will get more opening here. Some people won't be able to do it. It's okay. Take a breath in, and on the breath out, lift. So funny, usually I really like this, and today I can't do it. So I'm going to go to the outside for whatever reason. So you listen to your body, take 3 or 4 more breaths. I think, oh, it was because I was holding it the wrong way. There we go. Breathe yourself open and alive. Take a full breath in and then breathe out. And again, bring your hands under your forehead and completely soften here. Let go of your ujjayi. Just allowing the breath to settle. And you have a choice. You could come to downward dog. You could take a vinyasa. Or you could simply join me sitting with your legs out in front of you. Choose whatever you feel like you need. We've done quite a lot of work, so you might not feel like another vinyasa, but that's up to you. Or you might like to rest in child pose as well. All very good. Everyone okay? Thank you. So we're going to meet sitting with our legs extended, toes flexed, and lifting your arms out in front of you. And what I'd like you to do now is really curl the upper back, so draw the chest in. And we're going to come down to the mat very slowly, trying to find the mat bone by bone with your spine. And of course, this is going to use a lot of core strength. Come down slow, differentiate between the bones. Until you're able to lie completely flat, having a little rest here. And it might just feel just perfect to very gently roll the head from side to side. Very heavy head. And we're going to come into 2 versions of Matsyasana, fish pose, before we have a final couple of yin poses to release any tension from the body. Might have accumulated or might still be there. So for this first version, can you really push through your heels and draw your toes towards you so your legs are working? Bring your arms by your sides and lift your fingers towards the ceiling with your palms facing each other. You're going to press into your elbows, and in so doing, begin to lift the chest. So you're not rolling onto the top of your head. Keep your head just on the back of your head. Lift the chest. So you're really working those little back muscles again in between the shoulder blades, around the shoulder blades. Keep pushing and lifting and stay for 5 breaths. It's all right if your chin rocks back. Breathe. So that anyone who was here on Thursday morning will realise that we've repeated the sequence so far from Thursday morning. I think that might only be you, Sue, actually, I'm not sure. Take another breath in. You're working quite hard here, and then let go and spread the shoulder blades on the floor. Release your arms, release your feet. I hope that feels really good to you. Okay, and then we come back to that position. If you found that really challenging, just have another go at that. Have a little play around. But this time, if you want to, you also have the option of using the lift in the chest to enable your head to roll back and you come to the top of your head. So draw your toes towards you, press into your elbows, begin to lift the chest, but then roll onto the back of your head. So you're looking behind you. And the idea is not to put all your weight in the head. The idea is to really work the back muscles, draw the shoulder blades together, press into your elbows and breathe. Take a full breath in. Very delicately slide your head back again and release the back, the shoulders down, have a rest. Feel the body. And for the final go at Matsyasana, you can do either one of those two, whichever suited your body best. So I'll leave you to come into your final one when you're ready for 5 breaths. When you finish sliding down to have a little rest. Lovely and soft. Notice your breath. And if you'd like to bring your knees into your chest, just have a gentle sway from side to side. And then we'll come into a happy baby pose, which is just a nice version of a forward fold to counter all the back bending we've been doing. You could hold on to the insides of your feet. You could hold on to the outsides of your feet. And you're using your bicep muscles to draw your knees down towards the floor. Some of you may want to try crossing the wrists and taking the opposite hand to the feet. I don't really mind, whatever gives you a nice little feeling in the shoulders as well as the hips here. And breathe and release. Every exhalation, a big release. And feel free to rock around, move around in your happy baby. Make it your own. Wonderful. Take a full breath in. As you breathe out, draw your knees and your feet in together. And we're going to come up to sitting. So it might mean you roll over to one side, or you might like to roll up and down the spine. And we're going to come to whoever was at the yin class last night. We're going to come to one of the yin poses we did last night. That's one of my favorites. So if you find it difficult to fall forwards and it's a trouble for your lower back, please sit up on something. Now, in this last section of the class, we're really soft. So don't flex the feet, just allow your feet to roll out to the side. Your legs could be separated a little. And wrap the right arm over the left. Now, maybe for you, you stay in a hug. We've already done Garudasana in our Warrior 2. Maybe for you, you take the half version where you draw the right arm across the body with the left elbow. Or you might come into the full version. And we're not reaching forwards with our chest. All we're doing is rolling the spine. We're rolling forwards. So we're using the weight now of our body to draw our shoulder blades a little bit apart. So you've got the right arm over the left. And see how you feel. This might be just right as it is. Or something we did last night was to drop the left shoulder. So actually lean over to the left a bit and take your left ear towards the left shoulder. Now, as I do that, I feel a lot more sensation around the right shoulder blade, the ribs, and it's just great. But you might not be the same as me, so see what's right for you. And we're going to stay for 3 minutes here. Listen to your body. Don't tolerate any pain. If you have pain, just release out of the pose and come into a simple forward fold. And breathe. Where do you feel it? That's the important thing to observe and to really inquire into that part of the body with the breath, with your attention. Breathe. So for anybody who subscribes to Eckhart Yoga online and likes teacher Jose de Groot, this is actually one of her sequences, pretty much, not 100%, but pretty much. I really love her teaching. I love the way she puts things together. So she inspires the way I teach as well. We've got about another minute here. Can you let go? Can you soften and let go? And taking 3 full breaths, and on the exhale, allow yourself to sigh, open the mouth. Feel any residual tension dissolving from the body. And when you're ready, you can unwrap your arms and gently, bone by bone, roll up again. No hurry. Just taking a moment to feel the residue, the rebound from that side. Rolling or moving your head, rolling your shoulders, whatever you feel you need to do. And we'll just take it to the left for 3 minutes. So like I said, it could just be a simple forward fold. It could be a hug with the left arm over the right. Could be the half version where the right elbow draws the left arm across the body, or full Garudasana. And then you curl in on yourself. And again, if you want to explore what it's like to do this, you drop yourself to the right a little bit, right shoulder to the right ear. And see if that gives you a little bit more access into the left ribs and the left shoulder tissues. Breathe. Breathe. And see if you can drop a little deeper, see if you can release a little bit more, melt into the pose. Where do you feel it? Stay very close to sensation, very close to the breath. 1 more minute. Taking your 3 final breaths. And then gently unwinding and allowing yourself to come up bone by bone. And taking a moment to simply feel the aftermath. I'm going to try out a pose that it might not immediately be accessible, but I just invite you to stay with where you're at with it. It's not a pose that I often teach. It's a version of turtle pose. I'm going to show you, I'm not very good at it, but it's a way of internally rotating the shoulders and putting weight on the upper arms and shoulders as another release. So you're going to vary. Some of you might want to do it with your legs out wide. Some of you might like to take butterfly legs. I prefer butterfly legs. So like I say, just be patient with yourself, because I find this very frustrating myself, but it may be that you come into it really easily. So you're going to internally rotate. You can start with the right arm, and you're going to thread it under the right thigh, and then reach around with your hand for the right buttock. There are different ways of teaching this. You can also have the arm out stretched, but for this one, because I want to internally rotate the shoulder, you're reaching around for the buttock. And then do the same on the left. Like I said, you don't have to have your feet in butterfly legs. You could have your legs outstretched. And so you can probably feel now the weight of your legs as high up the arms as possible. And then you just drop forwards, and we'll stay for 3 minutes or so. And what we're doing is, again, but now with a little bit of help, a little bit of using our own body pressure, we're drawing our shoulder blades apart on the back. If you just hate all of this, just come into a simple forward fold. Yeah. So listen to your body. I know it's not something we ever do. So you might do with other teachers, maybe. So a pose that I avoid, which is usually a good signal that it's a good pose to do. And come to your breath. Keep dropping. You let go in this pose a little and really surrender. Try not to hold on or control anything. Breathe. Really softening the back of the neck and the back of the ribs and the jaw. Breathe. Never tolerate sharp pain in these yin poses. And coming to your 3 final breaths. Be very gentle with yourself when you come out. You might need to, just taking one arm out at a time. Be careful of your neck. And bring yourself to an easy seat to feel the residue from that pose. Just taking your time to just notice how the body feels, the quality of your breath. Is there a warmth? Is there a tingling? Can you feel the air on your skin? And the last pose is a treat pose, I think. We did it last night. And you need a bolster for this pose or some kind of cushion. And I'm going to give you a few options. We've got lots of time, there's no hurry. The first option is to lie your bolster across the middle of the mat or your cushion. And depending on your neck, you might need a support for your head behind you. We're going to lie the back of the ribs over the bolster. And your shoulders are very unlikely to reach the floor. They're just hanging. And you choose if your head needs that support or not. And you just allow your arms to rest out over your head. So we're supported here with a bolster. And then you can either have your legs long or bring your legs into butterfly legs, soles of your feet together, knees out to the side. And you can also place blocks under your thighs if your hips are hypermobile. And we just lie like this. That's one version, with your head raised or not. The other version, which might be more restorative for some of you, is to take the bolster long, elevate it at the end, and rest the whole spine. Come right up to the edge of the bolster with your lower back. Maybe take a blanket under your head. Make sure you're warm enough. And for some of you, this could be your Shavasana as well, but it may be that we'll stay about 5 minutes here and then come flat on our backs. You can choose. So settle into the one that works best for you in a way that you can relax and breathe. And if you haven't got any kind of elevation, you could lie flat on your back. That's okay. Or roll up a blanket. Now it's time to really just drop into ease. Become super softer across the forehead, the cheeks. And maybe you can really enjoy the sense of a passive opening of your chest and heart space and releasing of all the muscles around the shoulders. Softening of the muscles all the way down the back. you're feeling any strain in the hips, the groin, just slide your legs away. The remaining few minutes of this pose. Maybe you want to stay here, and that's completely fine, especially if you're on the elongated version of the bolster. Or it might be time to gently stand your feet on the floor. Roll yourself over to one side. And take a moment in a recovery position. There's no hurry in any of this. And then if you feel like it, you can come to lying completely flat on your back for the remaining 3 minutes. Or you could come into a meditation seat. That might also be very nice. You choose what you'd like to do. And the idea is to rest in stillness now. And of course, continue resting for as long as you like. If you'd like to come out with me, beginning to take a few slightly deeper breaths. And take any gentle movements into any parts of the body that feel right now as a transition from resting back into a seated pose. And at some stage we'll meet, hands together in front of the heart space. There's no hurry. Just to take stock now with your eyes closed, just to notice how you feel after quite a varied practice today. Maybe recalling any intention that you set yourself. Having a sense of the air on your skin and the space around you. Maybe there's somebody with you, maybe there's an animal with you. And then taking a full breath in towards the heart space and breathing out, dropping your chin to your chest. And allowing the next breath in to lift your head gently. And open your eyes into the day. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Namaste.